Welcome to Peabody Veterans Memorial High School for today's Tanner baseball matchup against the Danvers Falcons. We got a rivalry matchup coming your way today. The Tanners and Falcons rivalry goes back quite a few years here at Peabody Veterans Memorial High School, as we are just moments away from first pitch. Number 22 on the mound for the Danvers Falcons. I don't have the roster. Popped up and fouled out of play. So apologize for we're bringing you first coverage of the game in the bottom of the first inning. We had some camera difficulties in the top of the first, so we were unable to bring you the top half of the first inning. I am Bernard Parisi with Peabody Access TV. If you've heard my voice for Tanner Sports, I am the self-proclaimed voice of the Tanner girls ice hockey team. As 22 goes on his wind, throws pitch, and the count is outside, ball 1-1. So the Tanners coming into this game, they are kind of on a bit of a cold streak. They have yet to win so far this season. In their scrimmages, they showed promise in their preseason scrimmages versus various opponents. However, they're just looking to build on some of the talent they have on their roster as a pitch goes down low, inside, ball, I actually believe that is going to be called for strike 2. The Tanners have a lot of promising young talent. They lost a lot after last season. Players such as Eric DeMeo, Trevor Lodi, and Jake Gustin left for college as Jordan Anzoni goes down swinging at a high fastball. So one down in the bottom of the first inning. That's going to bring Mike Tanzi, the left fielder, to the plate. The starting lineup brought to you by Peabody Access TV. Jordan Anzoni, the shortstop, number 2, will bat first, followed by Mike Tanzi, 11, in left field. Tadon Perez, number 17, the new catcher for the Tanners, taking over Eric DeMeo's slot, number 17. Mike Sabella, senior first baseman, number 13, batting in the cleanup spot, followed by Mark DeLuca, 28, and Calvin Ngemi, 15, at third base and second. Chris Faraka in the number 7 spot, number 33. At batting 8th is Anthony Conforti, number 20, and the center fielder Ryan Knight, number 3, will bat in the 9 spot as Tanzi takes the strike. Tanzi, the senior for the Tanners. Quite a few seniors dressing out this lineup. So it's a rather cloudy but kind of warm day here in Peabody, Massachusetts. Not cold, but not too warm at the same time as Tanzi takes a ball outside. So this game is being brought to you by Peabody Access TV, bringing you all of your local sporting events. Also bringing you events such as town hall meetings, school committee sessions, and various other city events here in Peabody, Massachusetts. The wind-up, checks his swing. Did he go? No. So Peabody looking to pick up that first win of the 2019 season. Tanzi waits, takes a ball up high, and they walked him. So 1 on with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the first inning, that's going to bring Tadon Perez to the plate. Perez, the catcher for the Tanners, taking over Eric DeMeo's slot. Eric is now on a football scholarship at Wagner College, so we wish him nothing but the best. Some other Tanners another Tanner who's on a baseball scholarship, pretty amazing baseball player, amazing talent. Jake Gustin, the former shortstop of the Tanners, or at least that's where I saw him play most of last year. He is on a baseball scholarship to Bryant University, as 22 throws over to first to keep Tanzi in check. Waiting for the pitch. Throw down to first. So we've already seen a couple throwovers to first base, trying to keep the runners in check, trying to play a little bit of a mental game with the Tanners are the Falcons. This is a rivalry matchup. These two teams' rivalries extend not just on the baseball diamond, to also on the gridiron for football, and also onto the ice surface in hockey. As he takes a pitch up high, goes for a ball. Perez playing very patiently for his first at bat of the game, as he looks down to third for instructions from his coaching staff. Perez, a right-handed batter. 8 of the 9 batters in the Tanner lineup are righties, folks. The exception is Ryan Knight, the 9th hitter in the lineup, playing center field number 3, is a lefty. So we got 2 balls, 1 strike on Perez. waiting for the pitch. Into his windup, throws, swung on, chopped down the third base line, but goes foul. So Perez swinging at a high pitch, chops it foul. Count is even at 2-2. So we just searched it up. The starting pitcher for the Danvers Falcons is Tyler Robinson, number 22. Popped foul off the screen behind the plate. Count remains even at 2-2. So Robinson is a sophomore left-hander. Appears he likes to mix up his pitches a little bit, but predominantly going with off-speed pitches such as the breaking ball. Sets, throws over to first. Tansey goes, throw down, and they got him. So Tansey is thrown out, taking second. So now there are 2 down for Perez. Waiting. Perez at the plate still. Pitches, shot down the left field line, but foul. So that had some airtime to it, but he hooks it foul over the fans and into the woods right behind our camera setup here. Just kind of have to duck out of the way of that one just a little bit. Perez takes ball 3 up high, so off-speed pitch is way up high and outside. Count is full, 3-2 with 2 outs. Could be the biggest pitch of the inning. Coming right here, folks. Down low, and he walked him. So second walk of the inning given up by Robinson. Perez down to first. And that'll bring Mike Sabella to the plate. Sabella, the new cleanup hitter for the Tanners. Number 13 for Peabody. First baseman, taking over Trevor Lodi's spot from last season. Sabella takes one up high, ball 1. So Robinson struggling to find his control so far in the first inning. He's got some good pitches down the middle of the plate for strikes. However, he has missed wildly on quite a few off-speed pitches, trying to settle into a groove, maybe start throwing a couple fastballs, trying to get him down the middle. And as if on cue, he throws a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. So it's a 1-1 count. To Sabella, the right-handed power hitter, batting in the cleanup spot. Breaking ball for strike 2. Appeared to be just a bit low, but it must have caught the corner. As Sabella waits on the 1-2. Throw over to first again, and Perez scampers back. So quite a few throwovers so far in the first inning, something you will not see very often in a baseball game in your life, folks. As we get a look at the Tanner bench, on deck, his number 5 hitter, number 28, Mark DeLuca, as he takes a ball down low and outside. Catcher springs up, trying to lure the runner down to second, trying to throw him out, but won't get anything. So the count is at 2-2 for Sabella, with DeLuca on deck. Third baseman for the Tanners, taking over Cole Cuzzy's spot from last year. Swung on and missed at an off-speed pitch, a hearty hack, and he goes down. So we're going to the second inning. Coming right up, Eddie Campbell will retake the mound for Peabody in just a moment. Welcome back to Peabody Veterans Memorial High School for the second inning of this ever-important game for both teams early in the season, the Peabody Tanners and the Danvers Falcons, as we get a look at Eddie Campbell, senior pitcher for the Tanners. Number 16 relies more on control than speed for the most part. The senior right-hander goes into his windup. First pitch of the second inning is for a strike, right down the middle. Once again, this game brought to you by Peabody Access TV. Peabody Access TV bringing you all your local Peabody events, such as sporting events and government events, as this one's popped into center. Knight, charging, got it, one away. So an easy 2 pitches so far in the inning, 1 out. As 21 of Danvers comes to the plate, another right-handed batter. Very few lefties have played in either lineup for today. I believe there might be only 1 or 2. Chop to Anzoni at short. Strong arms it down to Sabella for the second out. So 3 pitches, 2 outs. So Campbell getting a lot of help from his defense early on. Not a real strikeout pitcher. However, he can use his control to really get you. Pitch popped up. Foul territory. Perez and Sabella over. Sabella gloves it. And it takes only 4 pitches to get out of the top of the second inning. We're going to the bottom half of the second. The Tanners will get their second chance at bat to try to build a lead of some kind against a Danvers fireballer that has a lot of speed behind those pitches. The Danvers Falcons do their warm-ups, just bringing you some other sports news. In other Massachusetts sports, the Boston Red Sox, obviously not off to the hottest start. Kind of not the most ideal start at the moment, considering they're defending their world championship over the LA Dodgers in 2018. Looking to get into a new groove. However, the emergence of new second baseman Michael Chavis is something to be excited about. He's already clocked a couple home runs, and he's only been in the majors for less than 10 games. Other news, tonight at 8 o'clock, the NFL draft will be held tomorrow night, the NFL draft will be held in Nashville, Tennessee, the home of the Tennessee Titans. Who will go number 1? Will it be Kyler Murray of the Oklahoma Sooners, or will it be Nick Bosa of the Ohio State Buckeyes? The Boston Celtics moving on to the second round, sweeping the Indiana Pacers in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Also, the Boston Bruins moving on to the second round against the Columbus Blue Jackets tomorrow night, as they, once again, for the 3rd time in 6 years, defeat the Toronto Maple Leafs in 7 games. So the Leafs still trying to find a way to beat the Bruins on Garden Ice in a Game 7. Seems to really be their Achilles heel, as we're kind of experiencing a couple camera difficulties here at the moment, folks. I apologize. Also, as I said before, as we get Mark DeLuca leading it off for the Tanners. Takes a ball down low, so the count is 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Robinson from the set. Swung on and missed, swinging for the fences. Reaching out for it was DeLuca. The count is at 1-1. So folks, if you haven't gone on Peabody Access TV's YouTube channel in a while, I suggest you do. We have a new documentary out, a season documentary on the Tanner girls ice hockey team's 2018-19 season, as DeLuca takes a swing and a miss for strike 2. We did a documentary last year. The documentary is produced and voiced by myself, Bernard Parisi, doing season recap, in-depth, behind-the-scenes look at arguably the greatest Tanner girls ice hockey season in team history, as Robinson into the stretch. Ball way outside. Good play by the catcher to jump all the way out there and get it. There's no danger of a runner moving up on a pass ball, but still good effort and awareness. So go check out that documentary at Peabody Access TV. Tanner Hockey 2018-19 season. Watch the Tanner girls ice hockey team go 15-3-2 on the year as DeLuca goes down swinging. That'll bring Calvin and Gemi to the plate, number 15, the second baseman of the Tanners. Before, the Tanner girls went 15-3-2 on the year. Won their first ever tournament playoff game against the Winthrop Vikings and went on to beat their arch rival St. Mary's Spartans in round 2 before falling to the Tewksbury-Methuen Red Rangers in round 3. As Ngemi takes a hack, fouls it away, kind of comes up shaking that right hand a little bit. Maybe it caught the inside of the handle a little bit. Maybe it's just the bat vibrations, or kind of handcuffed him as the count is at 0-1. Ngemi waits for the second pitch of this at bat. Robinson from the windup deals. Ball down low, so it goes to 1-1 as the ball kind of gets away from the catcher. A lot of turnover in the coaching staffs of the Peabody Veterans Memorial High School Athletic Department. Head coach Mark Leonard let go by the Peabody Tanner boys hockey team after, I believe, 24 years of being their head coach. After a less than stellar 118-1 record. They're going 138-1 in the past 2 seasons, with an 0-20 season last year. However, looking to hire a new coach and build on some early season success coming up this upcoming winter season. Also on the softball front, the head coach of the girls softball team, Butch Melaniphy, longtime softball coach, let go by the athletic department after a outstanding season. So kind of an odd move. Tawny Palmieri, former Tanner power hitter, is the new head coach of the Tanners. And also on the, I believe there was one more coaching change, if I'm not mistaken, as he goes into windup and deals. Well, I could be mistaken, folks. There might, if I think of it, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, girls softball coach and the boys ice hockey coach both let go by Peabody Veterans Memorial High School during the off season. As Ngemi walks down to first base, he goes. That'll bring up Chris Faraka. Faraka, number 33 for Peabody. Faraka, another right-handed batter. Have a low crouch stance. Robinson sets. Throws over to first to keep Ngemi in place. So I think that's about the 5th or 6th throw over to first base that we've seen Robinson execute so far in the game. One of them kind of has worked. They got Tansey in the middle of a steal, almost a rundown, but they got him out at second in the first inning. Deals up high for ball 1. Faraka looking to get on, try to build some kind of a lead for the Tanners with 1 out. DeLuca led off with a strikeout. Ngemi walks. Faraka at the plate, trying to start something here in the bottom of the second. Down low, throw down to first to keep Ngemi in place, and they do. So Ngemi remains at first. He gets back safely. NFL Draft Day coming up tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Who will your New England Patriots take with the 32nd overall pick? Your Super Bowl champion New England Patriots have some needs to fill. As this ball goes outside, Faraka takes ball 3, I believe. Pats need help on the defensive line. They also need some wide receiver help, maybe a quarterback to groom as Brady's successor. But most importantly, they need a new tight end with the unexpected retirement announcement by longtime Patriots great Rob Gronkowski. Hopefully we'll see you in Canton one day as Robinson throws over to first base. And Ngemi gets back safely. Waits again, takes strike right down the middle. So being patient with 3 balls in the count. Takes a strike. You know, they tell you growing up, whenever you're playing Little League, if you have a 3-0 count or a 3-1 count on you, don't swing, no matter what. If you swing and miss at a ball, you could have walked down to first base, folks. That's Robinson in his set, deals, and he walked him. So good patience by Faraka, and we got 2 on with 1 out. First and second with Anthony Conforti coming up, number 20, as we get a meeting on the mound between the pitching coach and the pitcher's battery mate behind the plate. Trying to figure out some way to work around Conforti. With 2 on and 1 out, they could force a double play at almost any base except home plate, but we'll see what happens in just a moment, because this Tanner lineup can go off at any moment. Conforti waits for the first. Deals. Down low and inside for ball 1. So Anthony Conforti, number 20 for the Tanners. Not sure what position he's playing at the moment. I wasn't paying much attention to the outfield. He's either a designated hitter or an outfielder. Showing bunt, pulls it back for strike 1. So count is at 1-1. Yet another right-handed batter. After him will be the only lefty in the lineup, as Knight will come to bat, potentially. Conforti pops it up. Infield fly rule in effect with 2 runners on, so auto out on Conforti. So 2 gone in the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring Ryan Knight to the plate. Knight, the center fielder for the Tanners, number 3, the only lefty in the Peabody lineup.
You guys are good.
As the pitch goes up high for ball 1. This game is also being filmed by Yali Medrano of Peabody Access TV, one of my colleagues. We're both hired together. Very good camera operator. Very, very talented at her job. She set up both cameras. Also thank Yali's mom in center field, I believe. Working the cameras to throw down to second, and Ngemi gets back safely. Ngemi trying to tempt him to throw it. He does. He gets back safely, however. So once again, shout out to Yali Medrano on the camera today. If you're watching this video and you're thinking about hiring someone as a camera operator, folks, I suggest you consider her, as Ngemi gets back safely in another throw over. Very talented at her job. We were both hired together. My first ever event that I covered for Peabody Access TV, a girls hockey game. She was the camera operator for the first few games that I did. Very skilled at her job. Knight takes a strike outside. Good pinpoint accuracy by Robinson on that one, just catching the outside part of the plate, but also just out of the reach of Knight. Popped up foul. So after Knight, we go to the top of the order, which will be Anzoni, Tanzi, and Perez. The shortstop, left fielder, and catcher for Peabody. We don't have the Danvers roster on hand, so I apologize. I'm probably going to be calling out numbers. Trying to minimize the strike zone. He cannot. He goes down looking on a beautiful breaking ball. As we go to the top half of the third, coming up in just a few moments. We'll be right back with more baseball from Peabody Access TV. Welcome back to Peabody Veterans Memorial High School as we bring you the top half of the third inning right here, brought to you by Peabody Access TV. No score to report yet between the Danvers Falcons and your home Peabody Tanners. As Campbell coming back out for the third inning. A very good rotation of starters that Coach Betancourt has put together, as this one's chopped to third. Bobbled! And the Falcons have a man on, one pitch into the third inning with no one out. As we were saying before, the Tanners have a very good rotation of pitchers. They have Derek DeLisi, number 8. I believe Joe Zito is actually thrown into the mix there. Very good left-hander. Threw a no-hitter last year as a junior, worth noting. And Eddie Campbell also doubles as a position player last year from what I saw as he goes into his set. Throws. Bunts fouled. So tipped off the inside handle of the bat. I believe it was actually fouled. It may have just been bobbled by the catcher. As the umpires are going to confer about something. And they might say that Perez bobbled it. And that they're going to give the runner second base, that he stole base legally. And nope, it doesn't appear so, as the runner has returned to first base. So a left-handed batter for Danvers. A rare sight in a game like this between these two teams. Campbell shows bunt again, gets it down. Perez charging was Farakis. He couldn't get it. No, I'm sorry, that was DeLuca who was charging. He bobbles it again, his second error of the inning. So charge that to DeLuca at third. So 2 on with no one out in the top of the third. So Campbell is in a bit of a jam. And we'll try and remain cool, calm, and collected on the mound against another left-handed batter for Danvers, as Six takes his lead off of second. The way this game's going, wouldn't be surprised to see Campbell throw over as we get time called by the batter is number 8 of Danvers. These two teams, fierce rivals throughout their history. Extends onto the hockey rink, extends onto the football fields, and on the basketball court. Folks, if you want to come see a game played between, if you want to come see a Tanner game, I suggest you go to see a game where they play against Danvers, as Campbell deals ball up high, showing bunt was the batter. So the Danvers Falcons trying to play some small ball tactics here. Not really swinging away when they have men on base, trying to bunt their men on. Also tomorrow night is game 1 of the Bruins second round series versus the Columbus Blue Jackets, as Campbell steps off, faces who's going to throw to second. Bruins playing the Columbus Blue Jackets against Boston native head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets, John Tortorella, as 8 takes a ball out high. So the count goes to 2-0. Tortorella coaching the Blue Jackets to their first ever playoff series victory in their still relatively young history against the team that many thought were going to steamroll their way to the Stanley Cup, the team that tied the record for the most wins in a season by an NHL club, 62, the Tampa Bay Lightning, as Campbell steps off again. The Lightning have the presumptive Hart Trophy winner for league MVP, Nikita Kucherov, and the presumptive Vezina Trophy winner for the top goaltender in the league, and Andrei Vasilevsky. However, they were swept in 4 games by the second lowest seeded team in the playoffs. So a lot of work needs to be done this offseason as Perez digs it out. Fakes the throw down to second just to keep the runner in place, so the count goes to 3-0, I believe. Campbell has stepped off a couple times. Sets, deals, strike 1. So good pitch, good awareness by the batter to know to take that pitch. However, that would have been a good one to let her rip. Deals, shows bunt, gets it down. Campbell fires on to Sabella for the force at first, so they got at least 1 out of it. It's still runners at second and third with only 1 out. And to the plate Another right-handed batter for the Danvers Falcons. I apologize, we don't have the roster on us at the moment. Swung on and missed. I know I said slung there, folks. You know, I'm only human. I'll mess up a couple times, too. This one's fouled back to the fence behind home plate. Count is at 0-1. Still in hockey mode a little bit. I'm a huge hockey fan myself, and I love calling the girls' games. Very action-packed as he takes a ball down low, so count is at 2-0. Or 1-1, I apologize. So yeah, still in hockey mode a little bit. Something I suggest during hockey season you do, folks. If you're listening to this, come down to a Tanner girls ice hockey game. You will see fireworks. I guarantee that. Grounded foul. Good inside swing. Trying to catch the ball. Trying to catch the defenders off guard. Maybe pull that one into right field. The opposite way. Almost a Derek Jeter-like swing, known for trying to rip the ball on a right field as a right-handed batter. Campbell sets, deals outside for a ball, so the count goes to 2-2. Eddie Campbell looking to end his senior year on a high note. Shot into right. Caught, and a run will score. So it is 1-0 Danvers as they barely beat the throw to home. Perez didn't really have a shot to dive back and get him. So the sac fly works. So it's 1-0 Danvers in the top half of the third inning. As we see 10 of Danvers stepping to the plate. Chopped. And Zoni picks it, throws it, got him, inning over. This inning comes to an end, or the top half of the inning comes to an end, not without any damage, however, as Danvers is on the board first on a sac fly to right. 1-0 as we go to the bottom half of the second. The Tanners will look to answer in just a couple of minutes. So some other sports, new sports news. In addition to the Bruins going to the second round of the playoffs, their coach that they will be facing off against is none other than John Tortorella, a Boston native himself. Grew up just a few minutes from Boston, Massachusetts. Went on to coach the Tampa Bay Lightning. Won a Stanley Cup with them in 2004. So in the first round, he knocked out his former team that let him go. Known for his rather loud personality, not afraid to say the brash thing in public to the media. He has been disciplined by the NHL numerous times for it, however. He and the Bruins do have a history, however. When he was the head coach of the New York Rangers back in the 2012-13 season, the Bruins knocked the New York Rangers out of the playoffs in round 2 en route to a Stanley Cup final berth where they would lose to the Chicago Blackhawks, defeating the Rangers in 5 games led by John Tortorella. Celtics will, I believe, play the Philadelphia 76ers. If I'm mistaken about that, folks, please let me know. Needless to say, basketball is not a sport that I follow in particular. I'm more of a hockey and football and baseball person myself, as Robinson retakes the mound yet again. Has a 1-run lead to work with. However, a 1-run lead is the least safe of any lead you could have as a starting pitcher in baseball. As Anzoni takes a pitch down low, so starting immediately with an off-speed pitch. So the count is at 1-0. The 1-0. A little high for ball 2. This count is at 2-0. Popped up. Shortstop 11 going over behind second to field it for 1 out. For Johnny Bazimi's baseball diamond at Peabody Veterans Memorial High School. Rumor has it that they're probably going to replace the baseball diamond within a few years. However, there are also rumors flying around that the high school main building itself will be replaced. Mayor Ted Betancourt making a public statement saying that the school needs to be replaced, and they will look into potentially funding the building of a new high school. Also a few years ago, this coming off the heels of them building a new Higgins Middle School here in Peabody, Mass. As Mike Tanzi at the plate, the left fielder. Breaking ball, good one for ball 1 though. Looks like it barely missed the outside part of the plate. So no one on, 1 out in the bottom half of the 3rd. Tanzi waits. Robinson deals. Outside. Way outside, but good play by the catcher to get out there and glove it out. Just a quick shout out to the seniors of the, since I worked with the team much this year, also did the documentary, did the play-by-play announcing much of this year. Quick shout out to the 4 graduating seniors of the Peabody Tanners girls ice hockey team. Abigail Buckley, goaltender, will be attending Boston College, I believe. Kat DiGiulio, one of their senior captains, number 17, will be graduating pretty soon as well. Charlotte Grant and Jess Robert, another senior. So 3 of their captains will, or actually 4 captains will be graduating this season. Thanks for the memories, girls, as Tanzi takes a ball in the dirt, has to hustle down to first base in case he would have any chance of perhaps getting to second, but he'll remain at first. So 1 on with 1 out. Ladies, thank you for the memories in the past 4 years. You will be missed. The Tanner legacy will carry on after, thanks to everything you helped do for this program. A program that was almost dropped a couple years ago, until Michelle Roach was hired as their new head coach. She's turned them around in her 4 years, as Robinson again thrown over. He's being very wary of Tanzi. Tanzi was thrown out at second base earlier on one of Robinson's throwovers to first on a pick attempt. Tanzi was running, but they got him at second. So it's Tatum Perez. Good breaking ball for strike 1. It's a rather unusual camera shoot for us today. We have a 2-camera setup. One in center field covering strictly home plate, and our camera mount over here to the, down the third baseline, covering the main action. Perez takes a ball up high. Tanzi goes, throw down, and he is safe. So Tanzi gets vengeance on Danvers after they threw him out in the first inning. Picks up a stolen base. Perez, swing and a miss for a strike. So Perez swinging for the fences. He wants to put the Tanners on the board now. In the bottom half of the 3rd inning, down by 1, trying to answer the first run scored by Danvers. This one's a breaking ball up high, so the count is at, I believe, 3-1. Perez waits. Robinson sets. Tanzi takes the lead as Perez calls time. Trying to throw Robinson off of his balance a little bit. Trying to throw him off his game perhaps as he sets, checks the runner, and deals. Down the left field line. Had the distance to go out, but it is way foul. So Perez sitting on a full count. Tansey at second with one out. Sabella coming up next in the on-deck circle. Sets, deals. Shot in the left. Base hit. Tansey's chugging around third. They're going to wave him home. We're tied. Immediately after Danvers puts a run on the board of their in the top half of the third, the Tanners answer with one of their own in the bottom of the third. RBI single, credit that to Tadon Perez of the Peabody Tanners, the catcher, putting some offense on. So Sabella coming up. This is a prime opportunity with one out, and they have a runner on and a run scored with their cleanup hitter coming up, Mike Sabella. Cleanup spot is always reserved for the guy who has the most power in the lineup. Takes the ball down low, so it's 1-0. So man on first with one out. Sabella up with DeLuca due next. DeLuca trying to atone for the top half of the inning. He had two errors that contributed to the runs scored for Danvers. Pitch inside for a ball. 2-0. Robinson sets from the stretch and deals. Nope, flips it over to first again, so that must be the 8th or 9th throw over to first base that we've seen so far. Someone keeping track of this? I think we should probably get a, if you're a fan here, I'd get a pool going on how many you think he's going to throw over to first base before this game is over. Might win some money. Sets, deals. Down low, so the count is at 3-0. So take your time here, and if you're been playing baseball as long as these kids have, you should know that on a 3-0 count, most coaches will tell you, take the pitch, don't swing away. Takes it outside, just as coached, and he walked him. So 2 on with 1 out, first and second, and that's going to bring DeLuca to the plate. We're going to get a conference on the mound between the coach and the catcher with their starter Robinson, trying to settle him down a little bit after giving up 1 run, and now he's walked his second batter of the game. Or second batter of the inning. He's walked a few so far in this game, but 2 in the inning is kind of warned for a little bit of worry. Mark DeLuca, 2 errors in the top half of the third. Trying to atone for that in a way here. Takes a pitch just a little bit high and outside, so the count is at 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. Good to see a lot of Peabody and Danvers fans lining the hills behind their respective benches. Sorry, we don't really have very good bleachers on the other side, so you're going to have to sit in the grass if you're a Danvers fan. As the count is at 1-1 after a good breaking ball that barely caught the plate. Robinson sets and deals. Chopped back to Robinson, takes a look at second, fires to first, and he got him. Great defensive play by Robinson. Sacrificing the body to take a laser ground ball to the body. Gets up. Good awareness to take the look down to second base. Know that he's not going to get the runner there. And then fire on to first base to nab DeLuca. So Calvin Ngemi coming to the plate, number 15, second baseman. He's walked so far. The victim of some of Robinson's famous pick attempts at first base. Hits in from the stretch. Deals. Shot. Back to the shortstop. Fires on his first, and the inning is over. So the inning comes to an end, but the Tanners tie the game up at 1. Tansy scoring the run on the Tadon Perez single. We'll be right back with more Tanner baseball in just a moment. Welcome back to Peabody Veterans Memorial High School for some more Tanner baseball action, brought to you by Peabody Access TV. Once again, I'm Bernard Parisi, graduate of the Peabody Tanner class of 2018, bringing you game time coverage. The Peabody Tanners will take the field as the Danvers Falcons will try to answer the tying run scored on the Tadon Perez single by Mike. This run scored by Mike Tansy of the left fielder, number 11, as showing bunt, pulls it back, but still called for a strike. So the count is at 0-1 to begin the top half of the 4th inning. A left-handed batter for the Falcons. Campbell deals, fouled away, so the count is quickly at 0-2. Campbell would like a quick inning after that rough 3rd inning that gave up a run to the Falcons on a couple Mark DeLuca errors. So he's trying to settle into some kind of winning groove as this one sliced down the left field line, but foul. Trying to settle into a couple winning grooves, however, they have not won a game so far this season.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Oh, sure, say hi to the camera girl, but don't say hi to the guy with the microphone. That's cool, man. Anyway, I'm just kidding around. Don't worry. As this one's taken down low for a ball, so the count is at 1-2. Chop to first, and foul. So the count is at 1-2. It remains at 1-2 after the foul ball. Campbell steps off for just a moment. Sets, deals, shot to first, and speared by Sabella. Line drive out. So 1 away in the top half of the 4th inning. So Campbell is still relying heavily on the defense to get him out of this one. And he hits him with the pitch. So that'll put a man on with 1 out. Have an off-speed pitch. He was trying to catch the inside part of the plate, I think. Ended up catching a piece of the batter, however. He's all right. Trots down to first easily. So 1 on, 1 out. Campbell deals. Good off-speed pitch. Just missing for ball 1. Eddie Campbell, number 16 of the Tanners, deals. Ball outside, so the count goes to 2-0. It was in the dirt. He's a very slow and deliberate pitcher. Likes to take his time in between. Good pick attempt by Campbell. He kind of faked the runner out there. He was still trying to stare down the catcher, looking for a sign when he let that throw go. Good quickness, too, by the Tanner starter today. Another throw-over attempt. Gets back safely. Another pitch goes outside, so the count goes to 3-0. To the Danvers batter, number 21. Don't forget tomorrow night to tune in at 7 to, I believe, NBC Sportsnet. I believe which is channel 65, as he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Tune into channel 65 for Bruins playoff hockey action, the second year in a row that they've advanced to the second round of the postseason. However, their arch nemesis Tampa Bay Lightning will not be meeting them this year. They will be playing the team that knocked the Lightning out in the first round, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Also tune in tomorrow at 8 o'clock to ESPN or ESPN ABC. Throw down to first on the strike. And he is safe. Does that want to throw one a little high and into center? Tune into ESPN or tune into NFL Network or ESPN ABC to tune into the live first round of the NFL Draft in Nashville, Tennessee. Who will go number 1 to the Arizona Cardinals? Will it be Nick Bosa from Ohio State, or will it be Kyler Murray from Oklahoma, the Heisman Trophy winner? Popped up. Ngemi under it. Got it. 2-way. Just going to point out something on the Danvers bench. Seems like most of the players have bleach-dyed their hair blonde. Kind of a team bonding thing. I've seen some of the Tanner teams when I was at the high school for my 4 years, just recently. Some Tanner teams did their own team bonding things regarding hairstyles or hair colors or haircuts. As he takes a pitch inside for ball 1. I guess this is the Danvers Falcons' way of for team bonding. Remember a couple of years ago, the lacrosse team all got some pretty unique haircuts, as this one's popped foul over the screen behind home plate. Haircuts of the team's choosing, so you can only imagine some of the stuff that we saw. Pitch is taken for a ball, so the count is at 1-1. One of the most interesting ones that I saw, folks, at least, was a guy that I know. They basically held a hand against his head, and they shaved every bit of hair off his head except the outline of the person's hand, as this one's chopped to third. Bobbled by DeLuca again, so that's charged that as perhaps his third error of the game in 2 innings, actually. So with 2 down, runners will be at first and second. Or actually, I believe the bases will be juiced completely. Actually, just 2 on first and second. Popped up into right. Knight goes over to get it, and the inning is over. Or at least the top half of the inning is over. The Tanners will come to bat. Campbell escapes yet another jam. As we will see, I believe, Ngemi, Faraka, and Conforti step into the plate for Peabody this inning. Just something quickly worth noting, though it may not appear obvious to the observer, Campbell still technically has a no-hitter going through I believe 3.5 innings. He hasn't given up a hit so far. All base runners have come courtesy of a hit by pitch, a couple walks, and a couple errors. So technically, he has a no-hitter going, ladies and gentlemen. Something worth noting. So we're going to see Faraka, Conforti, and Knight step to the plate this inning. Number 33, Chris Faraka, followed by Conforti, then the center fielder Ryan Knight. Some more Tanner sports updates, as we said before. Head coach Mark Leonard of the Tanner boys ice hockey team and head coach of the girls softball team, Butch Malanafi, let go by the high school. A lot of rumors surrounding the Mark Leonard firing. If you want to see more news on that, I won't elaborate on it at the moment because it's kind of a touchy topic with some fans. So if you want to check out some more on that, go to Salem News Salem News' website. Search Peabody boys hockey. Go to Salem News. You'll probably find an article or two regarding the firing of head coach Mark Leonard. Coach Milanofi also let go as the Tanner girls softball coach after a remarkable season. So kind of an odd. Actually, I believe he was either let go or he left. I'm not quite sure which. Haraka, grounder, third, fielded by the third baseman. Good play, fires down, and there's one away. So in any case, Tawny Palmieri, a former Tanner softball player in her own right, a former power hitter for the Tanners, from what I understand, will take over as the new Tanner girls softball coach, trying to build a little bit. A couple of her seniors are left. Mallory LeBlanc is gone. Power hitter Luciana Master Mateo graduated after her 1 year at Peabody High School. Sets deals for ball one. Or nope, strike one. So this umpire is a little slow and deliberate in his calling of balls and strikes. The Tanner girls softball team still loaded with a lot of talent. Tiana Daw, the feisty, tall right-handed fireballer for the Tanners. When I say feisty, I mean in the effect that she throws that ball 100 miles an hour. Folks, from what I've seen, Christina Rosignol is presumably behind the plate at the moment. I haven't covered a game so far this year. I'm still looking forward to doing that. In the outfield, Mackenzie Marmion in center field. And Michaela Ianalfo. A couple new faces to the Tanners. Trying to add a little bit more power to the lineup as he takes a ball up high. So the count is at 1-1 to Anthony Conforti. So a lot of hope for the Tanner girls softball team this year after a heck of a last season. Deals, chop to third. Shortstop races over to get it, actually. Fires on, so there's two down. Both grounders to the left side of the infield as Ryan Knight will step to the plate, the center fielder for Peabody, number 3. The only lefty in the lineup, batting in the 9-hole. Here's the pitch. Gets away from the catcher, so it's down in the dirt for ball 1. So Robinson remains in the game in the bottom of the 4th. Having given up 1 run, so both starters facing adversity, however, been able to rely on their defense and their skill to get out of each jam. In the dirt for a ball. Just to answer some of the pundits who say that baseball is a sport that is not attracting as much attention, it's kind of that people say it's a dying sport, folks. I say to the contrary. It is an amazing game. It's one of those games where you when you're brought into it, and once you watch it more and more, you learn to grow a very good appreciation for it. As this one's grounded to first, taken by the first baseman himself, and the inning is over. So we'll go to the top half of the 5th inning. The Falcons will get their chance to try to build another lead. Tied up at 1, Campbell retakes the mound. We'll be right back with more Tanner Baseball, brought to you by Peabody Access TV. I'm Bernard Parisi. Welcome back to Peabody Veterans Memorial High School in Peabody, Massachusetts. I'm Bernard Parisi, once again bringing you game time coverage of Peabody Tanner Boys Baseball. And the Tanners coming to this inning, they're still tied up at 1 with the arch rival Danvers Falcons. Eddie Campbell is still on the mound for the Tanners. Kind of a workhorse pitcher for Peabody. They do have some good arms that they can bring in at any time. They got Zito on the bench, and they got DeLisi also. They could warm up at any time as well, as this one's taken up high for a ball. Deals pitch, grounded to first. Sabella takes it himself, 1 away. So just how the previous inning ended, next inning begins the same way. First baseman takes it to the bag himself. Campbell deals. Hardy hack is fouled away. So an 0-1 count immediately. Inning moving quickly for Eddie Campbell so far. Up high for ball 1, so the count goes to 1-1. Campbell sets, deals. Popped up. Tansey coming on, fields it, 2 away. So two quick outs. I apologize for the voice crack. It's been doing that for a long time, even during hockey season. So 2 down quickly. Tansey on the pop out. Sabella takes it to the bag himself. Chopped, foul. So Campbell looking for a nice, easy 1-2-3 inning. Get his offense back out on the diamond. Sets, deals. Line drive, and Anzoni misses it. He bobbles it. They'll charges the 4th error on the Tanners today. 3 on DeLuca, 1 on Anzoni. Off his glove and into left field. So 1 on with 2 out, reached on an error. Throw over to first. Good whipping it over there by Eddie Campbell. He's safe, gets back safely. So due up in the bottom half of the 5th are Anzoni, Tansey, and Perez. The top 3 of the lineup. The big guns coming up in just a few moments, potentially. Chopped. DeLuca fields, fires, inning over. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. And the Tanners will try to build a lead of their own as it's still tied up at 1 after the RBI single by Tadon Perez that scored Mike Tansey in the 3rd. So some things we've noticed in this game, the Tanner defense, we can really credit Eddie Campbell for keeping the Tanners in this game with his control. He's a good workhorse pitcher for the Tanners. However, their defense has kind of been struggling to this point. They've had 4 errors on the night, 3 by DeLuca himself, and that one last inning, or in the top half of this inning, by Anzoni at shortstop. The Falcons are staying in this game because they're playing pretty good defense themselves. Also, Robinson is playing very good baseball on the mound. He has been mixing up his off-speed pitches with his fastball quite a lot. To his benefit. He's only given up 1 run. It's still a 1-1 game. He's a sophomore left-hander. Sophomore southpaw. Say that 3 times fast, folks. Has a bright future ahead of himself here at Danvers High School, without a doubt, just from seeing him pitch for 4 innings as we go into the 5th. So due up are the shortstop Anzoni, left fielder Tansey, and catcher Perez. The Boston Red Sox and Boston baseball news. Not off to a very hot start at all by any standards, given that they won 108 games last year and won the World Series over the LA Dodgers. Really struggling so far. Their pitching has not been up to par. Chris Sale is struggling mightily. Kind of lost some zip on his fastball, so some concerns regarding the health of his left arm that he has had problems with in the past. As Anzoni takes the ball outside, waits. Robinson deals. Popped up and out of play, foul. Anzoni waits. You see behind this camera, on this camera angle, you can see a Tanner going up into the woods to fetch that ball out. When you're on the bench for today, you kind of become the gopher looking for the balls in the woods. Not the most desirable thing to ever do. But it's all part of the team effort as Anzoni waits, takes a ball up high. Had to kind of duck out of the way of that one just a little bit. Waits, sets, deals, shot into right. And Anzoni is on with a hit of his own. Good opposite field power, line drive single by the Tanner shortstop. Kind of makes up for the error he committed in the previous half of the inning. So now batting is Mike Tansey, number 11, the left fielder. Shows bunt, pulls it back, has to duck a little bit, so the count is at 1-0. So Robinson really starting to find his groove at the moment. Thrown off balance a little bit by the Anzoni single. Throw over to first again. I've lost count of how many times he's thrown over to first base tonight, folks. I hope someone watching this is keeping track, because I've kind of lost count at this point of the game. So the bunt, gotten down by Tansey. Flip to first, got him, but Anzoni moves up to second, so the sacrifice bunt works. The Tanners start to play their own version of small ball. So the Falcons come into this game. They're 0-3 on the year, so the Tanners kind of joining the Falcons in their wallowing of trying to, or they're 1-2 on the year, I apologize. Tanners have yet to win a game. As we see Tadon Perez, the batter responsible for the only Tanner run of the game. Batted in Mike Tansey earlier in the third inning. His first at bat since then. So I've been able to manage to find a partial roster of the Danvers Falcons. The run scored earlier in the top half of the third inning. Calvin Mansfield's sacrifice fly that brought in Bryce Royce. I hope I'm saying that correctly, as this one's popped in a left. Back to get it. Fields it, fires it in. Perez will stay at second. There was a Calvin Mansfield sacrifice fly that brought Royce into the score, making it a 1-0 Danvers lead. So a quick shout out to my counterpart in the hockey announcing game for Peabody Access TV, the boys announcer, Kevin Mulhern. He's taught me a lot about announcing. He's in many ways someone I look up to in this business. Taught me a lot about how to be a professional announcer. And we hope he comes back next year to cover the boys hockey team as they look to rebound from a couple less than up to par seasons, but very got to remain optimistic and have high hopes for next season. Is all you can do. As Mike Sabella comes to the plate, first baseman for the Tanners, showing off great defense so far. He's got a line drive caught at first. He's taken one or two grounders to the bag himself. as they've turned the lights on here at the Bazzaris Diamond. Outside, count goes to 2-0. Flip back to second, and that's Anzoni has to slide back to avoid the tag. Couple quick acknowledgments for making these broadcasts possible. My boss is Gus Margota, Josiah Bedrosian, and Desiree McMahon down at Peabody Access TV for enabling us to cover the sporting events here in Peabody, Massachusetts. Also giving me my first start in the business of announcing. It's a career that I hope to pursue in college. I'm currently enrolled in college, studying communication media, trying to be a sports announcer. Sabella slapped into center. But the center fielder gets under it easily, inning over. So we're going to the top of the 6th inning. Still 1-1. The Tanners threaten but cannot push Anzoni home. We're going to see Campbell return to the mound in just a moment. We'll be right back with more Tanner Baseball on Peabody Access TV in just a moment. Welcome back to Peabody Veterans Memorial High School for the top half of the 6th inning. The Peabody Tanners and Danvers Falcons still all knotted up at 1 apiece. As we have a left-handed batter starting for the Danvers Falcons. Campbell returns to the mound. The same lineup is still in the field for the Tanners. No defensive adjustments, no defensive replacements either. Campbell deals, ball up high. Campbell deals again. Good off-speed pitch, just missing the inside part of the plate. Looks like he's a little frustrated by that one. Was expecting the ump to call strike on there. So the count is at 2-0. Right down the middle for strike one. So Campbell immediately going to work quickly, kind of abandoning that take it slow approach. Strike two. He was behind in the count 2-0. Now he's tied it all up at 2-2. As the umpire calls time. Pitch, shot down the line, and foul. So the count is at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Shot foul again, so fighting to stay alive as the Danvers batter. Might be getting into the stage of the game where got to fight to try to score runs because both pitchers are pitching masterfully so far in the grand scheme. Popped up, infield, DeLuca going over, sliding, he's got it! Oh, if you're ever going to atone for making 3 errors in a game, that is the way to do it right there. Mark DeLuca with the first out of the inning. A sliding catch in foul territory. And there's one away in the top of the 6th. Righty batter. Down low in the dirt for ball one. Deals down low in the dirt again for ball two. This time it's dug out by Perez. Deals. Up the middle, and Zoni ranging to his left, whips his arm. He got him. Great range and awareness by the shortstop, Anzoni, to race all the way over to almost right behind second base, fielded and whipped that ball to first for the second out of the inning. As he takes a strike. So this is the left fielder of the Danvers Falcons, number 21. As he takes a ball outside, so the count goes to 1-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Hardy hack. He was swinging for the fences there. The count goes to 1-2 with 2 out. Darkness has set over Peabody, Mass. The lights are on. And Campbell puts out the lights of the Danvers lineup just like that. So we're going to the bottom half of the 6th inning. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Eddie Campbell. And we'll see DeLuca, Ngemi, and Faraka come to the plate. So bottom half of the 2nd. The Tanners' third baseman, second baseman, and I believe their DH will come up. From our position over here, it's hard to tell if that's 33 or 20 in the outfield. In right field, at least. So if you haven't yet, go to Peabody Access. If you want to go check out some of the previous sporting events that you may have missed from Peabody High School, go on to Peabody Access TV's YouTube channel. They will likely be on there. We cover almost every sporting event at the Peabody High School. Typically, we do basketball games, baseball, softball, football, hockey, lacrosse, soccer, you name it, we probably cover it. So if you missed a game and you want to go see the full game, not just a condensed highlight version, if you want to watch your friends and family do full game coverage, go on to PBD Access TV's YouTube channel and check it out for yourself. Also, just quick advertising here, we have a podcast booth downstairs, so if anyone is ever interested in trying to start a podcast of their own or a web series perhaps, we're open to I believe we are open to the public for people to come in and do their own shows. I'm trying to myself get a sports show going, get a sports podcast going on YouTube. It's a very good opportunity. It's very fun to do. Even if you don't get that many viewers or subscribers, it's a very fun thing to do. It's like this job. This is a very, very fun job. Not too many people can say that they enjoy the job that they do. Well, this is a job that I want and I like doing. And they're paying, it's something that, I just like doing in general, and they're paying me to do it. So there you go. That makes it even better. As an 0-1 pitch goes down low and inside, so the count goes to 2-0. I apologize.
Excuse me, do you know what inning we're in?
Bottom of the 6th.
Thanks.
So DeLuca atoned for his 3 errors last inning. He caught a pop fly out. DeLuca grounder first base side. He'll take it to the bag himself for the first out of the inning. So Calvin Ngemi will come to the plate, second baseman for the Tanners. He's walked, I believe, either grounded out or struck out once. I believe we actually have a pinch hitter for the Tanners. That's going to be Dom Lewis taking Ngemi's spot in the lineup. So we can probably consider Ngemi's afternoon or night to be over. So Dominic Lewis, number 4 for the Tanners, taking over. And promptly goes down swinging. So that's going to bring Faraka to the plate. Chris Faraka, number 33 for the Tanners. After him, presumably in the top half or in the bottom half of the next inning, if the Tanners get an at bat, will be Conforti, Knight, and Anzoni. Both pitchers really setting to group. We actually have a new pitcher in the game in this top half of the 6th inning. Neglected to mention that earlier. I apologize again. We'll try to get a name off of the partial roster that we have for the Danvers Falcons. So that's going to be freshman James Carmilla on the mound for the Danvers Falcons. Chopped back to Carmilla. Just kind of reaches out there casually and gloves it down almost with no effort. Mark him as the coolest guy in the field so far. We're going to go to the top half of the 7th in just a moment. Still tied up at 1 apiece. We'll be right back with more Tanner Baseball on Peabody XS TV in just a couple moments. Welcome back to the top half of the 7th inning. The Danvers Falcons will get a chance to try to take a lead. It's still tied up at 1. Eddie Campbell still on the mound into his 7th inning of work. So Betancourt is going to stick with his starter. As he swings and misses for strike 1. Swings and misses for strike 2. Campbell really using some of that off-speed pitch to really throw these batters off balance because they're swinging away at pitches they have no chance at touching. A little high and outside for ball 1. The 1-2 pitch. Chopped foul. Campbell into his set. Winds and deals. Popped foul again. So the count remains at 1-2.
Good pitch, Jobs.
So this game has really started to move relatively quickly ever since that 3rd inning. Actually, since the 4th inning, both pitchers really settling into grooves. Check swing. Did he go? No. So this has become a classic pitcher's duel in the late innings. Didn't start that way, but it has turned into that. Sets, deals, fires, chopped to short. Anzoni bobbles it again. Tack that as the 5th error of the game for the Tanners. 2nd on Anzoni, 5th of the night. The errors are really going to the left side of that infield. Anzoni and DeLuca
Hey, come on, Ed.
struggling on defense at least tonight.
We don't really have to worry about it.
So here we go again with 1 on and no 1 out. Campbell throws over to first. He got back in time. Or actually, no, that ball went out of play. So they're going to award the runner second base. So a runner in scoring position with no 1 out in the top half of the 7th. Dangerous position for Campbell to be in. If I were Coach Betancourt, I'd maybe consider getting a reliever warmed up. Throw down to second. He picked him off. Eddie Campbell, the pickoff move to second, gets him out of a jam. He's got breathing room. As the Danvers player fires the helmet down in frustration. Next pitch popped up, Knight in center. Gloves it down, 2 away. So 2 outs. Campbell looking to escape the 7th, get it to the bottom of the inning. Give his offense something to work with. Chopped back to Campbell, who will just underhand flip it to Sabella, and we're going to the bottom of the 7th, still knotted up at 1. The Tanners will get a chance to potentially win the game. So we got Conforti followed by Knight and Anzoni to bat this inning. Couple brief acknowledgments to my bosses at Peabody Access TV, Desiree McMahon, Gus Margota, and Josiah Bedrosian, and our network head Jim Palmer for enabling us to put these games online and also broadcast them on TV as well for the viewers of Peabody, Massachusetts. Our local channel 8, I believe, is the channels 8 and 9, I believe, are the local Peabody networks. And also the Peabody Access TV YouTube channel, where all of our material is typically put up. Also giving acknowledgement to the athletics department of Peabody Veterans Memorial High School for allowing us to come to all of their games, cover their sporting events. Also, just on a personal note, quick shout out to my parents. Hey mom, hey dad, how you doing? Hope when you watch this game, you smile when I give you a shout out. I told you I would. So we got Conforti leading it off. Carmelo into the windup, sets, deals, ball inside. This is the biggest inning of the game. One hit could win it. Way outside, that went behind the batter. Trying to get him to back off the plate a little bit. If anything, he pushed him towards it. He was trying to get out of the way of that one. Chopped foul, so the count goes to 2-1. Just barely foul tipped by Conforti. Shot in a left. Base hit. Conforti is on to start the bottom of the 7th inning. Just what they needed to get things going. Because we're going to get a pinch runner for the Tanners. That's going to be Christian Plumbitis. Plumbitis? I apologize if I am butchering your name, Christian. If not, if I am, I'm sure you can probably find me on social media somewhere. Just correct me, please. I encourage you to. But in any case, number 5, Christian Plumbitis, will come out to pinch run for Conforti. So we got Ryan Knight, the center fielder, at the plate. Signals bunt. Pulls it back, throw down to first. Plumbitis gets back. Tanners Falcons trying to revert back to small ball. The small ball attack trying to take the lead and take home their first victory of a young season. Time is called. To the windup. Sets, fires over to first, and Peabody gets back. Deals. Fires outside. He pulls the bunt back, though, so the count goes to, I believe, 2-1. Pulls the bunt back. 3-1. Knight showing bunt again. Infield comes in. He walked him. No, that ball just caught the high outside corner. Knight looked like he was about to toss the bat. He was about to walk down to first. Kind of an iffy call there by the umpires. The count goes to 3-2 on Ryan Knight. Puts down bunt again on 3-2. Gets it down. Trying to race it, beat it out. The sacrifice works as Peabody will move up to second. Good play by Knight, though, to get the runner up. Actually, no, they're ruling it was foul. I guess they waited until the last second for that ball to go foul. They didn't want to field it. They knew it was going to go foul, and they didn't think they were going to get him, I guess. So once again, the 3-2. Knight pulls down the bunt, pulls it back, and now they walk him. So now we got 2 on with no one out. That's going to bring Jordan Anzoni to the plate. Get a conference on the mound between the infielders and the coaching staff with their reliever. Trying to confer how they're going to get out of this one. If they get a grounder, the play should be to third to try to force the runner out at third, kind of save them a little bit of trouble. Force at third, then maybe force at second. So Anzoni with an error in the top half of this inning has a hit. Pitch, bunt, gets it down. Flip to first for the out. Runners move up. The Tanners, I believe, have a game tomorrow night. Here at home yet again. Mike Tanzi at the plate. Tanner left fielder. Bunt gets it down, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Tanners win it 2-1 in 7. Tanzi, who scored the first run, has plated the winning run for Peabody. And that's all from Peabody Veterans Memorial High School for Tanner Baseball action on Peabody Access TV. I am Bernard Parisi once again. We will see you next time with more Tanner Baseball coverage here. Once again, brought to you by Peabody Access TV on your local Channel 8, Channel 9, and our YouTube channel.